Hey guys, this is Mr. Decker, and this is the Unit 3 Lesson 10 mini project. This mini project is to create a captioned scene. So we're going to use all of the programming that we have learned so far in this unit, lessons 1 through 9. We're going to use this knowledge and these skills that we've built for ourselves to create, you guessed it, a captioned scene. Okay, so the computer science standards we're covering with this lesson, there are 4 of them. Create clearly named variables that represent different data types and perform operations on their values. Decompose problems and subproblems into parts to facilitate the design, implementation, and review of programs. Systematically test and refine programs using a range of test cases. And finally, document programs in order to make them easier to follow, test, and debug. Our essential question is, how can we use GameLab to express our creativity? Well, in pretty big ways, to be honest with you. We're really getting started being able to express our creativity. We've had a couple of opportunities so far in GameLab, but this is our biggest opportunity so far. So this entire lesson is on code.org, so make sure you're signed in on your code.org account with your Google account. Your grade for this lesson will be based on your programming. And watching the video is mandatory, so watch the video as you work your way through the lesson on code.org. Your best practice is to watch me do a step, pause the video, and then make sure you're completing your own work. So for this one, it's a little bit different because instead of just copying what I'm doing or repeating what I'm doing to learn how to do the code, you're using the skills that you've developed so far with programming to create your own caption scene. So while you will see me making my caption scene in this lesson or on this project, I'm really just modeling what an example of what I want you to do is. So I want you to create your own thing. Use your creativity, use your imagination, just keep it school appropriate, right? School and age appropriate. So let's jump into code.org. That sends us to the dashboard per usual. Let's go to CSD to 7th grade, Unit 3, Interactive Games and Animations. And here's our unit, Chapter 1. We're getting on through it. Scroll all the way down to Lesson 10, Mini Project Caption Scenes. Let's jump into Bubble 1 to get started. So our lesson overview. Question of the day is, again, how can we use GameLab to express our creativity, which we covered. After a quick review of the code learned so far, we're going to be introduced to the first creative project of the unit. So obviously, since this is the first creative project of the unit, there's going to be multiple other projects, culminating at the end of the unit with our game jam. And for our game jam, we're all going to be making a video game. And it's not going to be me walking you through the process of making that video game. You are going to make your own video game, the video game you want to make, using your own imagination, your creativity, and your skills with programming to create a game of your choice and of your liking. And we're going to share all those games out with each other, but let's focus on this first, right? Time at hand. Using the problem-solving process as a model, students will define the scene that they want to create, prepare by thinking of the different code they'll need, and try their plan in GameLab, then reflect on what they've created. You'll also have a chance to share your creations with your peers if you really want to. There is a share option with this. But let's go ahead and jump in here. Continuing to Bubble 2 here. Sprite Scenes. It's time to put everything together and make a fun scene. Take a look at this example and think about what you'd like to make. So let's run the scene. Okay, so we've got a blue background, so we know how that code works. We've got 3 ellipses of different colors. We know how that code works. We've got 2 different sprites sitting here, and we've got a joke put in here with the text. So what kind of music do planets sing? They sing Neptunes, right? It's a dad joke. It's not that funny, but it works. All right, sketch it out. So before moving on, sketch out a scene that you'd like to make at the end of this lesson. Consider the simple shapes that you've used in the past, sprites of your characters, and any text you'd like to have on the screen. Once you've sketched out an idea, you'll learn about how to compose a scene. So let's remember, we can go back to prior lessons and review those videos that I've made for you, review specific lessons, and it might jog your memory and bring back skills. Otherwise, you've done all this already. If you've been keeping up, then you know how to do this stuff, and you're going to be up to speed with what the requirements are. So the main thing is there needs to be at least, at minimum, 6 elements on your display. So we've got, in this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not counting the background, right? The background, because it's just blue, that's not an element. This ellipse is an element, this ellipse is an element, this ellipse is an element, this sprite, those are elements, this text, and this text is an element. So there are 7 elements here. So this example is 1 more element than what is required. So you need at least 2 sprites, at least 3 shapes, and at least 1 text, right? Which is a total of 6. So make sure you have at least 6 elements to get your 100. So let's finish, continue. Let's move on to bubble 3 here. We've got our workspace icon here. This icon means that this level is a part of a larger project. Changes will be saved across these levels. So anything you do here with your code, and when you run it and it shows something in the display area, when you finish and move on to bubble 4, it's going to save it and move that over into bubble 4. So each bubble on this lesson from 3, 4, 5, and 6, these are all going to be building your scene. So these are all asking you to do specific things on each bubble to finally create your full scene. So I'm going to follow along with this. You follow along with me. But make sure you are creating the scene that you want to make, not the scene that I'm making, because I'll be truthful with you guys. I love programming. I love being creative, but I'm not the most creative, and I'm not the most talented person in the world. So, bear with me, because I'm not going to make the best thing that's ever been made here, but, I'll make something that I like, and hopefully you like too. And that's the goal. Make something that we like. First, make the background of your scene, either with shape commands or sprites. Do this. Use a background command to fill the screen with a color. All right. So let's go to the drawing drawer. Here's the background command or background block. And remembering that we can go to HTML color names, and that will open up this W3 Schools link where you can see all the crazy amount of colors that you can use. So let me pick one. For my background, I kind of want to do a space scene. So I'm going to do like a dark purple. That indigo might work. Let's see. Or maybe just black. Yeah, let's just do black. So BLACK, run it. Now I've got a black background. So now I want to put, and then it says add any necessary shape commands or sprites to draw the background of your scene. So I want to put some stars in here, and I also want to put a big ellipse down here so I have like a planet or a moon or something for them to stand on. So let's grab the ellipse block. And the center of the ellipse is, I want to put it like right here, 194, 364. And then if I run it, right, it's pretty big. And I like that gray because it's kind of like a moon. So let's bring that down some. So let's bring Y down to like 390. Let's see what that looks like. I might make it bigger. We need to go further down. So let's put the center of this at like 430. Keep going down. Whoops. Control Z. I can click. Let's try 500, reset, run. There we go. And then I want to make it bigger. So let's make it like 600 by 600. And then put it further down. Let's try 575. There we go. All right. Now I want to put a few little stars up here. So to do that, I need more ellipse blocks, and I'm going to make these really small. So let's see what 10 by 10 does. Yeah, okay. That's good. And then I'm going to go in my math, and I'm going to put these in random places. Anywhere from, let's see, cross through here. So anywhere from Y245 Y245 to Y0. Whoop. And then for the X, anywhere from 0 to 400. So now when I run that, it should appear at different spots. Yeah, okay. And then I want these to be, so I'm going to go to drawing and I'm going to do fill, because I want these to show up as like a light yellow, maybe like a off-white, mint cream might be good. Let's see how that looks. Type that in. Mint cream. Looks good. And I want to make these a little smaller. So 5, 5. Good. And then let's actually add some math to make these slightly different sizes. From maybe like 2 to 5. Yeah, 2 to 5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, Control C, and I'm going to keep pasting it a bunch of times, and then I'll have a bunch of stars that show up in random spots, but I want them to be, I want there to be even more. I'll make a bunch of them. I don't even know how many I've made. All right, reset, run. So see, because I did the random number, they show up in different spots all the time, and I want even more stars. I'm just Control V-ing over and over and over again. So reset, run. All right, I like it. I like how that's looking so far. All right, because of that black, I can really see the dust on my monitor, so I just cleaned my monitor. All right, so I'm going to finish because that's what I want thus far. All right, bubble 4. Create your scene, sprites. With your background in place, it's time to add your sprites. Do this. Add or create all of your sprite animations in the animation tab. All right, create each sprite and assign it an animation. Set the value for any sprite properties you like to use, and draw all of your sprites to the screen. So I think what I want to do is I'm just going to have a couple of sprites standing on my moon. So let's go to the animation tab, add a new animation, and I need to look for some characters. So because I have a moon, it might make sense to have some monsters or some alien type things going on. Or a haunted moon in the spirit of Halloween. All right, and I kind of want his mouth to be kind of angry looking. So let's do the pen tool. Black is fine. So let's do Yeah. Angry mouth. Kind of, sort of. And again, I am no kind of artist, right? Definitely not an artist. All right. Sure. That's a ghost mouth. We'll go with that. So I'm gonna name him Ghost Mouth. Camel case style Ghost Mouth. And then back, and we're gonna add another one. So we need at least 2 sprites. So let's go back into characters. Let's find something else to add. We've got a ghost. Let's add a typical ghost. And I want to mess with his mouth as well, change his expression, maybe give him some eyebrows. Let's do like a light gray. Yeah. All right, let's give this dude some eyebrows. And now he's like a sinister smile ghost guy. And let's give him some pupils. There we go. And I'm going to do like a darker color of gray inside here. There we go. Sure, that looks all right. All right, cool. And we're going to name him Ghost Brows because he's got the eyebrows. All right, back to the code. Okay, so we need to add these sprites in. So I'm going to put their information up here. So sprites drawer, add my sprite variables. I've got 2 of them. We've got Ghost Mouth and Ghost Brows. And let me run this and let's see where we want to put them. Let's put them 109.310 for Ghost Mouth. And 292.320 for Ghost Brows. And then let's set their animations to match up with, we've got to match the labels. So Ghost Mouth, let's match it up that way. Makes a little more sense to my brain. Okay, Ghost Mouth and Ghost Brows, making sure our labels match. Ghost Mouth, Ghost Brows. And then I want them to be on top of my scene, so I need to go to the world and grab Draw Sprites, pop that in down here. Now it's drawing them up here. That looks great. I actually really like that. Okay, so now I want to change the size of Ghost Mouth over here. So where is my scale option? Oh, Sprite scale over here. That's right, it's in the sprite drawer. Duh. All right, Ghost Mouth, we're making you a little smaller. So I need 0.5 maybe. Let's see. Maybe not quite that small. Let's try 0.6. That works. All right, we've got a haunted moon. And every time I reset and run, my stars are in different locations. I am loving this so far. All right. Okay, set the value for any sprite properties you'd like to use. Draw all of your sprites to the screen. Brilliant. Finish. Continuing on to bubble 5. Bubble 5, we're adding our text because we kind of have a scene here, but, you know, we need to tell a little bit of a story. So I want my ghosts to be talking to each other. And let's see, create your scene, text. The final piece of your scene is to add text. Do this. Add a text to your project. Use any other commands to change the appearance of your text. All right. So I'm going to put my text in here. So let's grab the text block and we'll put that above this because the fill color is influencing my stars, making my stars mint cream color. I want my text to be a different color than that. I think I want my text color to be like a bright orange. So let's find that. There's goldenrod again. Dark orange. That's cool. I like that. Let's do dark orange for my fill color for my text. And I want my text to go basically right through here. I think I'm just going to say like Happy Halloween in space or something like that. So let's do that. So text, Happy Halloween in space. All right. And I want that to be X. Let's see. Oh, I don't have that cool option where you can like wrap the text. Remember doing that? That's unfortunate. So I might need to do like Happy Halloween up here and then in space across down here. So I might need two different text blocks. So we can do that. So I'm going to grab this text. Not that though. Control C, Control V. And then I need to backspace that. Oops. So I want Happy Halloween to start up here, X10, Y70. And then in space here, X10, Y175. All right, and I'll probably have to play around with these because I want it centered. So we'll mess with that here in a minute. And let's mess with text size. Text size, I want to be, let's start it out at 25 and see what that looks like. All right, so let's make it bigger. Let's try 40. And I think I can add some A's, but I might need to pull Halloween back over. So let's try 0 for Happy Halloween. Perfect. And then in space, let's put this at 0 and then add some A's. See what we can do here. Whoops. One too many A's. Let's move this back to 10. Trying to center it. Let's change that to 5. Perfect. I am happy with this. Okay. Happy Halloween in space. Beautiful. All right, I added text to my project. And do I want to use any other commands to change the appearance of my text? I did that with making it orange and changing the location of it and changing the size of it. Super happy with this. All right, cool. Finish, continue. Bubble 6, review your scene. Check over your scene one last time to make sure you've included everything that you want. Do this, compare the scene that you drew to your plan, make any last changes. What are you most proud of? Okay. Well, I'm happy with it. I don't need to make any changes to it. What am I most proud of? Maybe the art, maybe the eyebrows. Maybe the derpy face that my ghost mouth guy is making. Or maybe centering my text. I don't know. I'm proud of all those things. Or maybe I'm proud of that I made so many stars and they show up in random locations and random sizes all over the place. But regardless, I'm happy. I've made my first little mini project, my caption scene. I did how many lines of code? 57 lines of code to make this, but most of the lines of code were these ellipses to make the stars. And I'm proud of my moon because it looks like a legit moon. Some giant ghosts on it. I remembered that draw sprites has to be drawn last so that they appear on top of the scene. And I remembered that, every time I add a fill, it'll change whatever comes after it to that color that I tell it to be. I remembered HTML color names as an option for the different colors I can use. Super pumped about this. I'm finished. All right, and so the next lesson that we will do is on the draw loop, but we are done with this one. I hope that you guys got plenty creative and enjoyed what you did. I forgot to show you how to share. So if you want to share the scene that you make with anyone, you can click the share button up here. And then you can send to phone. And you can put in your parent's cell phone number, and it'll text this link to them, and they can pull up the picture that you made on their phone. You can send it to your own phone. You can publish it, right, to a gallery. You can, let me show you some more stuff. Put it on Facebook, Twitter. You can scan this with your phone camera and share it out that way. There's all kinds of cool ways you can share this out. You can just grab the link, Control-C, copy it, email it to people, show off what you did. You can also, just take a screenshot of the display area and share it out that way. However you want to share it, that's cool. Just make sure you get this accomplished. I'm really looking forward to seeing your caption scenes that you make and seeing your creativity. I am guaranteeing that I'm going to be inspired by you guys and the creativity and the things that you make. Love you guys. This was your first project using code without being told exactly what to do and being given the creative freedom to create what you want. So pretty cool, right? This class is pretty fun. So I hope you're having a good time with it and learning how to be a programmer at the same time.